Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the spring edition of Exposure Wrestling's Power Rankings. I am your host, Brandon from BA Productions, and let's get this underway. In at number 10, we have Tyler Owens, a man who has made a massive impact with his high-flying and hard-hitting action. Although he hasn't had any victories in 2020 so far, we hope to see him return to Exposure Wrestling in both singles and tag team competition. In at number 9, we have Devin Briggs. This man has come into Exposure Wrestling with 2 victories in his very first 2 matches. 1 victory via pinfall and the second by countout. In at number 8, we have a competitor who has had a very strange 2020. The man known as Avatar picked up his first loss at Pontynewydd to David Eaton, and in his second matchup of the year, he wins by disqualification. In at number 7, we have the rootinest, tootinest, confetti-shootinest wrestler in the world, 2K, who gained his very first victory in a battle royale for an opportunity at the Digital Champion. In that matchup, 2K put on a massive fight, but unfortunately came up short and was not victorious. In at number 6, we have the hotshot, Chris Adams. Now, although this man has not picked up any victories in 2020 so far, he has put on some impressive matchups against the King Crown champion Casey Wilde, alongside the Digital Championship #1 contender Lucky Bowden. However, he did come up short in these matches, so that places him in number 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mad Mickey Forrestal.
So there you have it. In at number 5, we have Mad Mickey Forrestal. Although this man has only had 1 matchup in 2020, look at that move right there. He absolutely dominated in his matchup against Casey Wilde. So that alone puts him in number 5. Now in at number 4, we have the #1 contender for the Digital Championship, the House of Bowden, Lucky Bowden. Now this man made a massive impact at Caldecott as he calls out the Digital Champion for a matchup in the near future. We hope to see this one very soon. Now that brings us to number 3, the King Crown champion, Casey Wilde. Now Casey Wilde came into 2020 on a massive high after his matchup with Joey Ryan, the King of Dong Style. Now you may or may not know that Casey Wilde did have his King Crown Championship stolen by David Eaton, and Casey has been on the chase ever since. Now Casey Wilde did get very close at Caldecott, coming out, interrupting David Eaton's match and chasing him away. However, Casey Wilde did not regain his King Crown Championship, but he did cost David Eaton the victory. So, with that said, in at number 2, we have David Eaton, the man who stole Casey Wilde's King Crown Championship. David Eaton picks up the victory in Pontynewydd with the crossface locked in on Avatar. On his second night in Caldecott, Wales, David Eaton would have picked up the victory against Devin Briggs if it were not for Casey Wilde, who interrupted and cost him the victory. As you can see, David Eaton is about to execute a pile driver onto the King Crown Championship, but Casey Wilde spoils the day. So, in at number 1, we have the Digital Champion, CJ Rollins. Now, CJ has been on an absolute warpath since returning to Exposure Wrestling and winning that Digital Championship. As you can see here, his matchup late in 2019 against Cody Hall says it all. this man put on a valiant performance and then went on to claim anything and everything you could possibly think of, including that girl right there, the girl held captive by CJ Rollins. What will be in the future of CJ Rollins? Who knows, as he retains his championship and continues to dominate the roster. So, to quickly recap our spring power rankings, in at number 5 we have Mickey Forrestal, in at number 4 we have Lucky Bowden, in at number 3 we have the King Crown champion Casey Wilde, in at number 2 we have David Eaton, the man who stole Casey Wilde's crown, and in at number 1 we have the digital champion CJ Rollins. Thank you for watching, and we shall see you very soon.